Greetings from the beautiful garden of Altenhornau, the monastery outside Munich. I'm Klaus, and I have just seen something on my heart to share. How does grace abound even more in our life? When God created heaven and earth, we are told that every day, at the end of the day, God said, "It's good," and He gave it thumbs up. And what was good in those days, are still good. And you and I, our life, will never change what God has done. For me is to open the door and invite Him in. He's not coming to celebrate or approve my deeds and how good I am. Not at all. He's coming with His own basket full of food. And He has His own chairs. And He pulls out the chairs in the middle of my life. And He shares His food and His goodness. And the fact is that it's in my reality He's coming. It's not in the picture I have of my life or of my spiritual life. It is in reality how it really is. In my backyard of my life. In my backyard at home. That's where I store dirty things, wood, stone, dirt. I'm not taking guests into my backyard. That's not where I take them. But Jesus, He wants to be in the area of our life we're not proud of. He wants to change darkness into light. He wants to sit there. He is not offended. He's not afraid of how you and me, how we manage life and what's in our life. He's not offended. He knows. He wants to be with us. He wants to sit with us in our reality. Sometimes we put a mask on. We pretend. We maybe pray, worship, say the right things, and in some way we hope that God will meet us or meet the mask. But our Lord and Savior, wonderful Father, He is much better than that. He wants to come behind the mask and comes down to reality into our life. And from deep, deep within our life, create a new song. Look what the Lord has done. It's not about our good behavior or if we know the right scriptures or we behave very good. No. It's all about Him. I have a most wonderful grandmother, Nina. I love her. She is not here anymore. And one of the things was funny about her was in her older days when she was not able to manage her own apartment, cleaning it. Then there was a cleaning company coming 2 times a week. But my grandma was busy just before this man or this company came. Because it has to be clean. The apartment has to be clean before the cleaning company could come. And her response was when we talked with her, she said, "I cannot invite anyone into this apartment when it's not clean." And it was funny, but it's maybe like we act, many of us. We try to clean up our mess. We try to behave and change our life before we enter into His presence or before we expect Him to share His goodness. And that is not the gospel at all. It is almost like we think that we can contribute something good to our life, that we actually can change something, although we all know the only one who has light, life, power in Him is Jesus Christ. And we don't want any other deeds. We want to see Him on the throne in our life, but sometimes we hold back before we invite Him. We want to improve. We should not do that. The gospel is that no, whoever I am or you are, just call on Him. If there was something good about our failure, it is that it creates a stronger longing for Him. Sometimes we look at our failures or sin as very, very bad. And it's not because we celebrate our failures and our sin, but they can, in the light of God, become our friends, because they will create a deeper cry out for Him. That is the gospel. Whatever comes to our life, God is changing it for our good. our longing for Him is the most precious thing we have. And we should not continue like Adam in the Garden of Eden. When bad things happen, then we hide from Him. Because when we hide, we are in the shadow. And where the shadow is, the enemy is. No, we want to present ourselves, whatever goes on in our life, we want to present ourselves in the light of our Father. Say, Lord, here I am. I need you. So it's not about behaving or be good. It's not the gospel at all. And when we think that, we are on a wrong road. No, the gospel is, I'm thirsty, I'm longing from the deep depth of my life. I love you, Jesus. I need you. Sometimes we can get gripped of strange emotions or strange feeling or temptation. I have this example that one day a friend of mine was approved, honored. He was called forth, and he was given a lot of honor. And I could feel in my heart, why not me? I was envy. And then I could, in that moment, take control of my feelings and say to God, I'm sorry, envy is not good. I just remove it. I'm continuing on with my life, walking with you, God. But if we, in this moment of not a good moment, if we dare to be home in our own life, if we dare to say, Lord, what is going on in my life? Why do I have this feeling? Why do I envy? Why am I jealous? You are my portion, God. I don't live for this world. I don't live for honor from man. I'm not. You are my portion. So what's going on in here? Then we have this, like King David, deep cries out to deep, where this in our soul something is rising up. What is going on? And when I'm standing there, then I will discover that I have deep longing for acceptance, deep longing for having my place, for having God's embrace, for having His eyes on my life. Actually, it is longing which God has created in me, but I have twisted it. I have looked for other things. But if I'm just allow myself to be home for a while in this moment of weakness, then God will lead me into further truth about my own life. And then from the depth of my life, I can call out to Him, oh Lord, fill me, fill my longing, because you are the one I long for. But sometimes we just walk in the surface and we just escape the things we feel in our own life. And we should dare to be home in our own life. It's where God wants to meet us. It is in our reality of our life. We should not be afraid of how our life really is. Your life is beautiful. You are created beautiful, and it means also your body, your emotions, your feelings, your longings. That's from God. And He wants to dwell within you, and He wants to be a hero in your life. And He wants to change darkness into light. You don't want to have areas in your life where you don't face them. No. The reality of our life is as it is. We have to be home in reality of our life. That's where God wants to be. We have a wonderful national father in Denmark, Grundtvig. And he has this saying which has been misunderstood by many. He said, first, we are human. Secondly, we are Christians. And his heart was, if we don't know who we really are, then we don't know how much we need Jesus. If we are not home in our own life, feeling our need, our longing, then we don't know how much we need Jesus. So my encouragement is, relax. Don't run this religious life of pretending or trying to become better than you are. No, just let the cleaning company of heaven, just let them come in, see how things are, and let Him spread His fragrance. that will transform our life. Let us know who we are in our weakness. The weaknesses in our life is what calling out for Him. We should not just overlook our weaknesses. We should be real with them. That is our wonderful God. He is not interested in just our behavior. He wants to be in our reality, and He wants to change our life. He wants to see grace abounds. I know maybe this is difficult to translate, but in Denmark we have this saying that we love the atmosphere, we love the places where we can have our stomach hang, meaning where you can be yourself. And we can be that in the presence of God. And He will change us. He is the one who did all good. There's this little parable which has troubled me for many years about this servant, the man who was in charge of the rich man's farm or business. He was unfaithful. And one day the rich man said, "Manager, come here. I want you to make an account for all what you have done, because it's not looked very good. And when you have done that, then you're fired." And then this manager, he thought by himself, "This is not good. I will never make it. Those books will never come up to a satisfied result from my employer." So he thought, what can I do? And then there was a golden idea, maybe from heaven. He thought, oh, I'm not able to work. How can I live after this? And then he thought, I will bless people. I will put down what they owe my master. And then when I'm not here anymore, they will maybe receive me in their homes and thank me for what I did to them. Then I will create friends like that. And the story goes on, and this man, this unfaithful servant, actually got approval from his master. It was wise. And if we use this as the gospel, you and I, we will never make up our life book, our account. No way. You know it, I know it. There's so many things we haven't done and so many things we have done. We will never make it. And of course, many times we try, but we will never make it. And but then this unfaithful servant, he was thinking, I cannot go that way. I will go the other way. And I believe this is the heart of God. Because the heart of God is not to store riches for himself. It is to share the riches with the whole world. This unfaithful servant, we are not told, but maybe he stored up riches for himself. Maybe that was tricked his master's heart. So when he started to pour out and to share the riches of the master with everyone, his master became happy. And I believe this is some of God's heart. He wants his riches, his grace, his mercy to flow over all the world, over all the planets. He wants the banner over everything. One day is said, the mercy of God. He is so rich, and he wants to share his riches with all of us. So it's not about us trying to live a life where we just need this much. And one day we will say to Jesus, I did good, I just needed this grace. No, we're not living like that. We are asking, Lord, let your grace pour over my life, over all the area of my life, all my weaknesses, my failures, everything, and let it pour into me and through me to this world. And that is what makes our Father happy, because he wants his mercy to flow like a river in your life, in my life. So no one of us would one day say, yeah, I manage pretty well. I have a good character. I have some good disciplines. No, 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 no. Everything is good about that. But our life, our success of our life is never about what we managed to do. It's about His mercy. It's about His grace. That is our home. And may the grace and mercy of Him be your home and be my home forever and ever. May we not be ashamed and not hide away and walk in the shadows. May we live fully in the light of God and be changed by His goodness. Be blessed.